What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. Today, we are going to be showing off the optional super boss fight against Margaret. Now, to get access to this, there are quite a few prerequisites that you need to do. First, this can only be done on a New Game Plus run. So you need to get through the game, do a New Game Plus run, and then run it a second time. In addition, you need to complete the following criteria. You need to be on the path of either the true or golden ending, which means you need to have confronted Amano-Sagiri and have basically gone over to eventually fight Izanami. The second criteria is that you need to have completely maxed out Margaret's social link. So you have to make sure that you've fused all of the personas that she wants to see fused. And the third criteria is that you need to have beaten all of the optional bosses on top of each of the dungeons. From Yukiko's castle all the way to heaven. Every single one of them has to be beaten. At that point, there is one final thing that needs to get done. And it can only be done on the last day, March 20th. So let's fast forward ahead to see what exactly that last step is. So, the last criteria that you need comes after you get the Orb of Light from the Velvet Room. This has to happen after you get the Orb of Light, but before you actually confront Izanami in front of the gas station. If you go and confront Izanami right away, you will lose your chance to actually unlock the optional boss fight. The final step is that once you have the Orb of Light, you have to walk back into the Velvet Room. And if you see Margaret alone, you know you've done everything right.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. I wonder how many times it's been that we've seen each other like this. Apparently, we met for a purpose after all. Do you remember? The Velvet Room is inseparable from the heart of its invited guest. The shape of the room and its residents are selected by my master, based on the number of guests and the destiny. But my predecessor is gone from this place for a completely different reason. No one ordered her to leave. She left of her own will to accomplish her own ends. Such a thing cannot happen to the residents of the Velvet Room, so I wish to know the reasons behind it. My ultimate aim was to bring that foolish girl to her senses and return her here. To do so, I had to know why she left, and I felt that the key to understanding rested with you. But now, I'm even more confused. I can't say whether her choice in fact was foolish or not. All residents of the Velvet Room are destined to find themselves. It was true for her as well. Why did she suddenly give up on her quest? That was my greatest worry. But then again, maybe my premises were flawed. Maybe she found her answer and so left this place. In which case, my role is not to blindly bring her back. What was it that she gained? And who am I? What I may receive from you will most likely show me the answer to those questions. That is why fate did not bring a guest who only talks, but one who holds unmatched power. I would like to issue a request to you, not as my master's guest, but a personal request from me to you. Would you fight a match against me? I won't force you, of course. There's no reason for you to go that far. After all, if we were to clash, I might sever your thread of destiny. But encounters always bring change to both sides. If you emerge victorious, you will surely gain something as well. Please consider the offer carefully before making your decision. Should you opt to accept my request, bring this to me where I will wait.
You receive an invitation. Personal request for a sparring match. To the death. The Aqua Invitation. I await you at the ends of heaven.
I look forward to seeing you again.
And with that, the optional super boss fight has been unlocked. And now we are free to confront Izanami. So let's skip on ahead to when we are actually prepared to fight her. So now that we are where we're supposed to be, let me go over what exactly I'm going into this fight with. I've got my main party up to level 99, except Rise, who's only at 96. I was originally planning on just going in at 98, just to show that you don't need to be max level to do this. But I figured a few extra levels would have been nice, and while I was trying to work on raising up Izanagi-no-Okami, I don't think that's really going to be the best play for doing this. Having said that, these are the personas that I'm going in with. Yoshitsune is going to be my main persona going through this. I have Izanagi-no-Okami just to kind of serve as a general defensive option, since resists everything, has the highest stats, and can overall, if I need just a breathing space, I can just go to him. Azura is just there just because that was one of the few personas that I had left and has a few interesting skills. And Trumpeter because it's the highest level persona that I have that has Debilitate. Because I'm going to need that. If you've been following the Let's Play, you'll know that I've been playing the game on very hard. I have lowered the difficulty down to normal. So this isn't going to be playing Margaret on the highest difficulty. This is just going to be what the typical fight with her would be and what to expect. Didn't really want to do it on the highest difficulty because that would involve a lot more preparation work ahead of time. And I just mostly want to see how the fight goes. In terms of equipment, this is what I have on everyone. Mostly just for defensive and for just general stat boosting stuff. It's the reason that I've switched Naoto from 0 to Algernon, because Algernon gives +5 to all stats, which is going to be a bit more helpful in that regard. So that is what we are currently looking at. So let's go ahead. Oh, we have to go through heaven again. That part I didn't know. Interesting. So we do need to get through heaven for a third time in order to reach Margaret. Well, these shadows aren't going to be any problem for us, and realistically, they're not really worth fighting. So I'm mostly going to try to avoid them as much as possible. Though if I find something interesting, I'll definitely show it to you guys. Though I kind of doubt there will really be anything that will be interesting to see. But regardless, I'm just going to skip on ahead to either something interesting or when we reach the highest floor. After climbing through heaven yet again, we find that it's a starry night. Rather than just being the clouded paradise that we saw before. It's now midnight here. The final challenge ahead of us. before we get going, though, I don't have any personas that have any auto skills. So, I'll stick to... Actually, we'll have Trumpeter out first just because I need to just basically have Debilitate. Really wish I had a bit of a better persona that had Debilitate, but that's neither here nor there.
So you've come. I spoke to my master after you left.
It seems my predecessor also requested a duel from our last guest.
Though there's no way of knowing whether the boy took her up on the offer.
I called her foolish, but it seems we are kin indeed.
Are you sure you're ready?
I am. Let's do this.
As the one who rules over power, I will fight with the utmost deference to you. Show me what lies beyond a mere exchange of words. I am charged with the heat and tension of battle. Now we begin. Don't disappoint me.
Huh? Wasn't she What the? She's floating? Her power level is insane! Don't tell me you're going to fight her!
Of course we are. That's the whole reason we're here. So now it's finally time to fight against Margaret.
Light won't work. Watch yourselves.
Margaret, in her base form, only nulls light and dark and has no skills. Of course, it's not going to be quite as simple as that, but still, we need to make sure that we are completely prepared for what she has in store. So let's start things off with a Debilitate. And then we'll just go ahead and charge up everyone. Margaret is very much closer to the fights against the twins / Lavenza in Persona 5, as opposed to... I'm actually just going to use Dragon Hustle. As opposed to the Elizabeth fight in Persona 3. This isn't so much of a puzzle, so much as it is just trying to fight as best as you can. You can tell because we're able to bring in so many party members as opposed to just being by ourselves.
With the pedals.
So it's less of a puzzle and more just being able to deal as much damage as you can. Okay, thankfully not really too big of a deal. Let's go ahead and switch back to Yoshitsune. We can go ahead and power charge ourselves. Yoshitsune is probably the best persona you can use for this fight. Just because Hasotobi just deals a lot of damage. But it's far from just being an auto win button. Far from it.
The scent of flowers waft.
Don't let me down.
No way, she can use a persona too?
Don't let me
Who is
down.
she?
As she said, someone who rules over power. Uh-oh.
Yukiko-senpai needs help.
And this is where things get very complicated. Because that book that she has is the Compendium. And she has her own stack of personas that she can use. Each that also changes her
Eyes won't
affinity.
work on it. Be careful.
So when she has Siegfried equipped, she gains the affinity of Draining Fire and knows the skills Ragnarok and Prominence. When she has Loki equipped, she drains Ice and knows the skills Niflheim and Cositis Pain. We'll see a bit more of her other personas and go over what they do once she summons them. But you also saw that she was able to break out of those affinities. My debuffs very quickly. She gets 2 turns, which also goes through the regular turn count. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and have Naoto just use a mind charge. Just prepare herself. Good, 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 good. I was wondering if Chie would help. If Chie didn't help, I would use her turn to just use a bead. But thankfully, she was able to get Yukiko up, so that is perfect. Yukiko can use her turn. No one else is hurt, so I'll just use Diarahan.
Don't let me down.
Oh boy! Reflects are gonna be real bad. Because, yeah, that's mostly going to be a big problem. So, when she summons Okuninushi, she drains electric and knows the skills Thunder Rain and Jihad.
Electricity won't
Okay, it
work.
looks like she
Be
still
careful.
only has Okuninushi equipped. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm all charged up. So let's go ahead and use a Hasotobi. And that's why Hasotobi is really freaking good. Okay, I'm mind charged, so let's use a Megadoilon. And all my stuff's starting to revert, which isn't the greatest. I will just use a Bufula on her, so I can save up my stuff for next turn. And then with Yukiko, I'm going to use her turn to use a Chewing Soul on Chie.
Thank you! I'll tell you now, discard any concern you may have for me. You will honor me by fighting as though you mean to kill. To hold back would be nothing short of insulting. Just watch.
And there goes the Debilitate.
Withstand this!
Oh, that's not good. That's really not good, actually. So, when she summons Cuckoo-Lane, she drains Wind and knows the skills Pantare and Divine Vacuum. When she switches to Oberon, Oberon sucks.
That's a tough one.
Oberon
Work.
nulls all skills except Almighty and knows the skills Mind Charge, Power Charge, and Megadoilon. Okay. That is really not good. That's really not good. I think I'm gonna need to use Naoto's turn to just... Ooh boy. Okay, switch to Trumpeter. Go ahead and Debilitate. Okay, I don't think it's the worst thing. I'm gonna go ahead and
Let's go!
chance it with a Megadoilon here. Ooh, that really didn't do a whole lot. Dragon Hustle. And then Yukiko will have to heal. Okay, we should be good still? Question mark? Oberon has me real worried.
Withstand this!
And it's Arda. Okay, well that wasn't too bad. Okay, and now we are back in a cycle. Ah, crap.
Chie-senpai's been hit.
Don't let me
Hang
down.
in there. Chie-senpai's dizzy.
That's not good. So, Arda resists all skills except Almighty and knows the skills Megadoilon and Diarahan. So we are going to be in for quite the problem here. Let's go ahead and just hit her with a Hustle Toby. attack's not doing a whole lot.
This one's strong. Fire won't work on it.
I figured I would have been charged up, but whatever. Mind charge. Maybe I wasn't? I'm not sure. Oh, I still have my power charge up, so that's good.
Come on! Take this!
Okay, that's the type of damage I want to keep seeing. And then salvation to make sure that we're all still in fighting form.
Just watch.
There we go.
Persona!
Yeah, unfortunately, Margaret will try to exploit weaknesses whenever possible. So that becomes a bit of a problem. And then you also have, if she can't hit anyone, she will always go with the group attack. Which also becomes a bit of a problem. Okay, let's switch back to Trumpeter so we can debilitate her.
Persona!
Alright, we're all charged up and ready to go. So overall, it's pretty much just the same bit that we've been doing. There we go!
Aha! Is this our chance? Gotcha!
And she is susceptible to getting critted on. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a Soma. I've got plenty of them, and actually, might be a little bit too soon for a Soma now that I think about it. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I think a Chewing Soul will be just fine on Chie.
Thanks a million!
Withstand this! Withstand this!
Okay, still doing fine. We're still doing fine. Yeah, she's going to just start with the Megadoilon, so I think we will be fine to just switch to Yoshitsune. Actually, yeah, because I'm all charged up with that, and Oberon nulls everything. So that's not gonna be fantastic. I'm gonna guard.
Let's go!
Go ahead and just have everyone else just kind of prep themselves. Go ahead and power charge, and then I'll just have Yukiko heal. Oh, all my stuff is reverting now. Cool. Well, that's fine. That is fine. So Yukiko's gonna be dealt more damage because her defense is now lowered. So that is not exactly the greatest thing that I wanted to see.
Withstand this!
Ugh. Okay.
Don't let me down.
But then she just goes to Siegfried. Crap.
Chie-senpai's been hit!
Just watch.
Hang in there!
I mean, at least Yukiko will be fine. Chie's not, though, so that is a bit of an issue. And I need Chie to get up. I think... Do I have... I don't think so. Shoot. I was tempted to get a Persona that had Salvation on myself. That's an oversight. That is a major oversight. So I'll just go with the Hasotobi. Okay, well, unfortunately, Chie is not going to be able to get up. I should have... Let's see... I mean, I've got a ton of these things, so we can do that. At least that way Chie can get up.
Oh, I've had it with you! Guys, Chie-senpai's
Go ahead and use the Dragon Hustle. Make sure all of our stats are still up, and then Salvation. think I might have made a mistake with not putting Debilitate up.
How long has it been since I've felt this invigorated? My apologies, but I'm even more eager to defeat you now. Don't let me down.
And now she has a new persona! Hello!
Just watch.
And a heal. Now, thankfully, that is the only time that she is going to heal throughout the entire fight, so that's good. But that is a new persona that she has summoned. Hello. With Hello out, she drains electric and only knows the skill Morning Star. So we're going through most of her deck already. I am going to just go and use Trumpeter to use Debilitate.
Persona!
We need to make sure that her stuff is still down for as long as possible.
Persona!
I mean, some HP would have been real nice, Rise. Okay. I mean, Arda isn't the best.
Let's
I'm just gonna go ahead and just use my Megadorlon now. Arda is not the best one to be stuck on, because I would rather not need to worry about some of my other stuff. I think what I'll try to do, though... I'll go ahead and use Chie's turn to use a Soma. We have 3 of those, so that just fully heals everyone. And with Yukiko, I'd rather not waste it while she has the resistance up. So let's just go ahead and use a... Yeah, we'll put up a Matarunda. Hopefully her attack will stay lower down for a lot longer. Oh, cool. She's sticking with Arda. Fantastic. Okay, fine. Have it your way. I don't think I need Heat Riser on anyone, so yeah, just use Hasotobi. I hate to use all that while she has resistance up. But at this point, you kind of have to do what you gotta do. And I need to be able to make progress in this fight. I don't want to leave her... I don't want to leave her alone for too long.
Alright guys, pile on! Ready? Let's do it!
Really hoping for Rise to kind of help out to give a little bit more damage. But... that's fine.
Persona!
I should have used Burning Petals!
Withstand this!
Huh?
Crap.
Yukiko-senpai,
Just
are you
watch.
okay?
And there's Besitis Pain. Uh-oh.
Huh?
Okay, and then Jihad.
Yukiko-senpai's dizzy.
Okay. Well, at the very least, I can put my turn to put Debilitate back on. This isn't exactly fantastic, but we are still making progress, which is good.
Persona!
As long as we can keep dishing out damage.
Yukiko-senpai's
Crap.
dizzy.
Let's use a Haranya. Got plenty of these things. Ooh, and all of our stuff's starting to revert.
I can still do this.
That's not great. Alright, let's go ahead and use Salvation. The Salvation will help out significantly.
Withstand this!
Okay, not bad.
Come, Kozeon.
Okay, what are you gonna do this time, Rise? Well, at the very least, that actually helps out. Okay, so we have all of that. I can't exactly do anything, so... I'm gonna switch to Izanagi-no-Okami. Just so that way I have more in the line of defenses. At the very least, like, I am mind charged. So I can still hit her with a Mega Doilon with Izanagi-no-Okami. Not exactly the greatest, but I'm not using that mind charge for anything.
Persona!
Go ahead and do that. Just gotta still be making headway in this fight. Even if it's not fantastic damage, anything is going to be helpful. And I have to be making headway somehow. Okay, and then with Yukiko, I'm just gonna have Yukiko guard.
Don't let me down.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Don't let me down.
And then Ragnarok. Yes! Okay. The more those evades can get off, the better I will feel. Alright, let's go ahead and use a Hasotobi. I should have put a Debilitate, but whatever. I feel like I need to get these attacks off, because otherwise Risei's just gonna come in and give me more. Okay, Chie's good, so I can hit her with a God's Hand. Overall, this is still working out pretty well for us. We're still doing really well, all things considered. There hasn't been anything which I've been too concerned with.
Just watch.
It's just a matter of going through her cycles. It just sucks when she just knocks down my allies. Honestly, I think it might not be a bad idea to just kind of, because she has certain cycles, you can predict when exactly you're gonna need to just have your allies guard. But
Yukiko-senpai's dizzy.
sometimes
Persona!
it's just better to just take the damage and just keep on going. Alright, good. He goes back up. Let's go ahead and hit her with the Mega Doilon. Very nice. 500 damage is always good to see. Go ahead and Power Charge. And Yukiko can heal. Make sure everyone is still in good health. Make sure we're all very much fully healed.
Withstand this.
And then a Mind Charge. Okay, Debilitate won't really be too bad, so let's go ahead. No, I don't have anything prepped up, so I can go ahead. Let's... I'm wishing I had a Power Charge on Izanagi-no-Okami as opposed to a Mind Charge. But whatever, that's fine. I can still switch on over to Yoshitsune and Power Charge. Prepping myself up is always a good thing. All of my stuff is beginning to revert. That's not a good thing. So we'll have Chie guard.
Persona!
Is this going to be a defense up? Because I could certainly use a defense up. Why is it always the charges? Okay, let's go ahead and use... I'll just use a Snuff Soul because that's all I really need.
Thank you!
Just watch.
Yukiko-senpai needs help.
Oh, that's not exactly great.
Don't let me down.
And unfortunately, because she gets hit... Ah, jeez. Okay, thank goodness for evade. That is kind of the problem, is that guarding only protects from one attack. So not exactly the greatest. Okay, I'm definitely going to want everyone to be good. So let's go ahead.
Yukiko-senpai.
We should have bead chains. Yeah, we've got 7 bead chains, so we'll just do that. Chie can use her turn to put up another Dragon Hustle. And then I'm going to use Yukiko to simply guard.
Don't let me down.
And because she can't exploit a weakness, then that happens. That's not the worst thing in the world. Alright, let's switch back to Trumpeter, and let's go ahead and hit her with another Debilitate. And then Megadoylon! Like I said, it just becomes a cycle. You just have to predict what she's going to do, and from there, you just have to play with the hand you're given. As long as we can keep on dishing out damage whenever possible, we're making headway. So we don't want to take too long, otherwise things get pretty dicey pretty fast.
Withstand this.
Power Charge! Oh no, that's bad. Oh, that's real bad. Oh god, is that real bad. Okay. 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 Yeah, let's switch to Yoshitsune. I will put up my own Power Charge. And
Persona!
that's fine. I'm assuming you're just going to do what you've been doing. Yup. So that was just kind of a waste. Everyone guard! For the love of God, everyone guard!
Don't let me down.
Because that happens.
Just watch.
So, that is her final persona that she has in her persona deck. Yoshitsune. And when she has that out, she drains physical and only knows Hustle Tobi. So yeah, my strategy, and the strategy that you usually use to just kind of cheese the fight, she can easily do that herself.
Persona!
So yeah, not exactly a great position to be in. But thankfully, guarding will mitigate most of the damage. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, I'm going to... Oh, I'm already all souped up because Reseg. Okay, so that's still pretty good for us. I am going to leave Yukiko vulnerable, but I think it'll be worth it. Let's use another Soma. Get fully healed and get all of our SP back.
How marvelous. Even Elizabeth never backed me this far into a corner. Now show me. Show me what lies beyond battles. Just watch.
Alright, and we are nearing the end of our bout. Oh god. Okay, well there's our first withstood. Oh no. Oh, thank God! Thank God! Yukiko knows lightning!
Shouldn't someone heal?
Okay, that would have been real bad, because then we'd need to waste a turn getting her back up. Oh, dear God. Okay, Trumpeter, get out here now! Oh, dear God. Okay, do we get Yukiko back up? Thank you, Naoto! Oh, I would have needed to use up an item on Naoto's turn to do that otherwise. Okay, okay, let's go ahead and wrap up a Mind Charge. Then a Dragon Hustle. So that way we are not being just obliterated by everything. And then for the love of God, Yukiko, heal. Okay, yes! She's not really messing around at this point.
Just watch.
Alright, another Divine Vacuum. Oh, that means she's gonna switch to Oberon. Yeah. Another Power Charge, too. Okay, so let's switch on over to Yoshitsune. Do I... I don't have a Power Charge set up, so that's good for me. And then to protect everyone, just guard.
Come, Kozeon.
And let me guess, another charge and... You know, I appreciate it, Rise, but I could certainly use something else from time to time. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad.
Withstand this.
Oh no, just immediately into a Mega Doilon? Okay. Mega Doilon on Oberon is... Ugh. That's not good. That is really not good, actually. Okay, let's switch to Trumpeter. Okay, because that basically tells you that you've gone through one successive cycle. That is an insta-kill attack. There's various forms of that throughout all these different fights. That is Margaret's. That is not something that you are meant to survive from. And because she still has Oberon out, she's still null to everything.
Physical
Or
attacks won't work, so be
Wait.
careful.
that's weird. She was on Oberon, but she still has Yasatobi's. Yasatobi. Yoshitsune's stats. That's weird. That's... I don't know how to feel about that. Well, I can't exactly do anything with Chie, so let's go ahead and use her turn to use a beat chain on everyone. I mean, the good news is then I can use Yukiko's turn to attack. I don't usually get a chance to have Yukiko attack.
Just watch.
Okay, but thankfully that her using that to just try to obliterate us. Oh, good, 2 evades. That is through a successive cycle. If you go through enough cycles, she will just go with the insta-kill with Oberon. So, that is a problem, but at the very least now she's going through her cycle again. And at the very least, the good news is that since we've gone through so much of her fight, we should be good before she gets to that point again. Otherwise, we need to defend ourselves against it, and I don't really have... I mean, I guess I have Naoto to help with that, but I'd rather just end the fight before that happens.
Persona!
And that's the damage I want to see. And now she's winded. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot. Because that's still a good amount of damage. Oh, jeez. Okay, well that's not exactly the greatest thing that I want to see.
Come on!
Still, we're doing really well. And she's just going to use Jihad and Divine Vacuum. So I think we are good to just give Chie some more SP. So let's go ahead. I'll just give her a Snuff Soul. That's all she really needs right now.
Withstand this.
Because we should be able to tank both of these hits.
Withstand this.
Persona!
You want to do something new, Rise? Hey, HP recovery. I mean, that's nice. But I Actually, nah, let's switch with Trumpeter. Just stick with Trumpeter to debilitate her. I don't think we'll be able to take her out this round. Especially with all of our stuff reverting. So let's go ahead, we will Mind Charge. Then Dragon Hustle. And then I can use Yukiko to heal up everyone. We are nearing the end of this fight, but it's still not something that I want to let up on, because it can go to hell in a handbasket real fast if you're not careful.
Just watch.
Case in point. Okay.
Someone heal her.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to dodge with 3 people with that. Switch to Yoshitsune
Guys,
and
Chie-senpai's really
use... I forgot. With Yoshitsune, ouch, she can't be hit with physical. Well, damn. Beat. Okay.
All yours.
We should still be good. Unfortunately, I can't really do a whole lot when it comes to Chie. So let's go ahead. We will hit her with a Bufula. And then Yukiko with the Burning Petals.
Scent of flowers waft.
Alright,
Just
I think we might be good to finish this next turn. As long as we aren't too terribly hurt from this. Yeah! Alright! Okay, let's finish this. Not quite with that.
Persona.
But still, she doesn't have that much left in the tank. Just a couple more attacks. Come on.
No!
Yes! And down goes Margaret. Oh, Yoshitsune leveled up. Cool.
It's level up.
And Jurise, for whatever that's worth.
While we were fighting, I recalled the fairy tale that girl told me once.
Before that girl left, she told me this.
A soul slumbers at the ends of the world, that of a young man who devoted himself to becoming a seal. That soul is risking itself to prevent mankind, who has lost the joy of living, from calling down ultimate destruction. She told me that she was going to save him from that fate. To tell the truth, I wondered what sort of nonsense she was speaking. But no, she was serious. She said if she couldn't do it alone, she would combine her powers with those who bonded with that soul to enact a miracle. Maybe all that she said was the truth, and that was her reason for leaving the Velvet Room. She must have come to realize what I now understand. You, a human, one against me, one who rules over power. You have shown me one's potential. Those who search for themselves are no one as long as the search continues. It is an emptiness, but limitless potential. It means the seeker can choose to be anything he or she wishes.
That's why she made a choice.
I had planned to bring her back by force, but I won't interfere with her anymore. Her wish seems staggering to contemplate, but fortunately the chains of time are loose for us residents. Even if there isn't time enough in a single era and it takes her eons, she will accomplish her mission.
This boy she took such a fancy to. I'm somewhat curious as to what kind of human he must be.
Your victory was truly amazing, and I must thank you. Of all the humans I've encountered until now, you shook my soul the most. This is proof of my reverence. Please accept it.
Bookmark, huh? Well, thank you, Margaret.
With that much power and will, you can overcome any obstacle. Should you ever run up against your limits and feel you cannot overcome your boundaries, you'd be lying to yourself. Simply recall today's victory. There's no need to worry. Even if you should lose everything, your soul will not be isolated.
And if that does happen, just as she did for the other boy, I shall do for you.
Well then, I will return to the Velvet Room and take up my original duties. Let us meet again.
Until then. And with that, our fight has reached its conclusion. And our reward... Let's see... Where is it? Here it is, the Spiral Bookmark. Margaret's precious bookmark. Unfortunately, this doesn't do anything. It's a key item, but it has no purpose. It doesn't give you any bonuses. It doesn't allow access to an even greater persona or anything like that. No, it's just proof that you have managed to beat Margaret. There's not really a whole lot that this fight really does for you, but it is just a nice bonus fight for you to try to overcome once you've gotten, you know, a decent team setup or are just stupidly high level. But that is it. Let's go ahead and use a go home and let's get out of here. With that, we have conquered everything. We've beaten the most difficult fight in the game. We've already shown off the best ending that the game has to offer. For all intents and purposes, we are now done. Yeah, I wanted to see if Margaret actually said anything. Nah, there's no additional dialogue. So, for all intents and purposes, now, this is the end of Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. Now, I do have plans to try to show off the different costumes. I'm not entirely sure if I still want to go through with that, just because that is a lot more grinding. There's more stuff that I would need to do in order to get that one last dang costume. Freaking Naoto in her freaking costume. But, you know, there are videos that already show that. What I want to try to do was to have a more recent video and actually showing off some of the different animations. I'm not sure if I'm still going to keep going with that or not. I'll leave it to you guys to see if it's something that you want me, if you want to see me do. But for real this time, this has been Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. Until next time, everyone, take care.